Welcome to the pod. Thank you for joining us today. I think we got two good topics today. We're going to talk about Avalanche Studios' recent release of their Hogwarts Legacy game. That's right. And the backlash it's receiving because people feel like if you buy the game, you're basically supporting JK Rowling's views, which a lot of people view as transphobic. And we're also going to talk about this lady, and I think it's in Tacoma, Washington, who had tuberculosis, and she was forced to take medication and be quarantined. And
that's pretty much it, man. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm one of your hosts, TK, aka Pendragon Longbottoms.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how you connected that, but and I'm Darius, aka Big Draco, and this is Mind the Gap. Pendragon Longbottom.
Yeah, bro. The Longbottom, of course, is Harry Potter, but the Pendragon King Arthur. I don't know where.
Arthur. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Did somebody have tuberculosis on the round table?
I don't know, bro. It was just when I don't know. Because I came with it earlier. I was like, oh, that'd be great. But then now it's just like a blank. I don't know. But I said, I'm still going to use it.
Yeah, when you find that out, you got to.
Yeah,
I don't understand that one. All right. So first up, we got Avalanche Studios' Hogwarts Legacy. If you don't know about Harry Potter, then you must have been on the rock for the last 2 decades at this point.
2 decades, bro. I was in elementary school when I seen that, bro.
Yeah, the books. I was just thinking of the movies, but between the books and the movies, it's been out for a long time. I personally wasn't like a big fan of Harry Potter growing up because I looked at the books and the things was thick.
Bible like,
and I wasn't really feeling it. I ain't really get into it till like first movie came out, and even then I never went to like the movies to see one of the films. I just whenever it came out, I watched it in. So I ain't really been. Needless to say, I don't have plans on buying the game, but it ain't really because of what's going on right now. It's just because I'm not. My whole thing is I don't like their fighting style. I'm a hand-to-hand combat person, and people doing this really don't.
Seems fraudulent.
Reminds me too much of whips for my taste.
Yeah. For me, man, I grew up in that Christian household, so all that was witchcraft.
That was out the door.
Yeah, it was out the door anyway.
Out the gate. Yeah.
Had to hide my Pokemon cards. You feel me? Like, I said.
You had to hide the Pokemon cards?
Of a little bit. Eventually, she was just like, just go ahead and get them. You know what I'm saying? You bought them. I'll buy you something for Christmas. I don't know why she did, but growing up in that Christian household, stuff like that is like considered witchcraft, and it's gonna mess with your mind and stuff like that.
Side note: did you ever know how to play Pokemon?
No, not fully.
I never did it. I got the Yu-Gi-Oh
my card stronger than yours.
That's all. Let me tell you how we used to play in when I was in middle school. I had the Yu-Gi-Oh deck. You watch Yu-Gi-Oh. You know how to get that.
We just assume. I had a Yu-Gi-Oh deck too.
And like we didn't know how to play. What we did was we just basically, instead of like learning the rules, we just play I Declare War with the cards.
Yeah.
So it was I Declare War, and like whoever had the strongest card face down, you won that round.
Yeah, that's
how we did.
Yeah, that's lazy and terrible.
Hey, it worked for us.
I can see how that can start arguments.
It did. It did. But anyway, back to the game.
Yeah, so man, I really didn't get into. I don't even like magical stuff like that.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem that interesting to me. I just didn't like it. The only time I really started watching it is because of my wife. My wife loved it. So, you know what I'm saying? She made me sit down. Well, not made me, but she, I made her watch Fast and Furious, so I had to watch it.
Which at this point is basically the same thing. Because they doing magic too.
At this point, both of them ain't real. You know what I'm saying? So I watched it and I seen the concept of it and how it can like people gravitate to it. Yeah. It's interesting, you know what I'm saying? The story is not all that great, but to me, really. I can see how people can engage with it and make it a cult-like following.
Yeah, I understand. Like I watch the movies. I don't really watch, of course, not for the action because that ain't really. But I like seeing world building and how like they just build out everything in their world and find out how the rule works and the magics and like how they overcome that different stuff. That's the part of things I find interesting about movies like that.
How you feel about JK Rowling though?
JK Rowling
and what they did with her.
So like to give y'all further insight, if y'all don't know,
I believe we already talked about this before too.
Oh yeah, we have go check that past episode. I think that was on the Dave Chappelle episode where we started talking about turfs and all this other stuff. I kind of forgot her views, but I just kind of generally remember like she, like her thing was more so like she felt slighted or whatever by like trans. Was that trans?
Yeah, she was saying, if I remember correctly, because I don't remember all of it, but basically she felt like, you know, trans people shouldn't be compared to like women. Mm-hmm. And she was saying that there's only like two genders or, you know, whatever she was saying. She had like a whole like thing about it, which I'm cool with.
Yeah.
That's your view. You know how I feel about that? If that's the way you view that, then that you can have your view and nobody should attack you on that view. That's the thing I don't like about the left side. It's just like the way they attack people. Like, well, if you don't believe in it, you must be this. It's like, no, we accept your opinion or your ideologies. You should accept other people's ideologies.
Yeah.
You know, they took that woman out of something that she created this, and then they took her right out of that because of something that she believes.
Yeah.
Like that's the part I don't like. Is that if she believes that, you should allow her to believe that, just like we allow other people to believe whatever they want to believe. It's like, you know, we know people that throw stuff in the ocean to feed gods and stuff. Yeah. I don't see that as weird. I see that as that's your thing.
I don't think that's problematic unless the person that
it becomes hate. That's what that's when hate
or like starts doing something that may be considered problematic. Which I think for her, like I don't really, in terms of like hate, I don't think
that wasn't the case.
But some of the stuff, like if you read what she says, it is echoing like talking points that people who actually do not mess with transgender people use, which I don't think she may have like done that purposely, but she was still doing it. And people was like, well, you just echoing such and such. And I think it's the people that she following co-sign that really make her look bad.
I think also,
because like I think the lady name is Maya Forrester. Like people like her and Janice Raymond or whatever, they we can erase them. Like trans people can like be erased. And when you I think when you defend people like that, that makes it look bad.
Yeah.
But to like give you more insight, basically is a lot of streamers and a lot of streamers and people who bought the game in general are like
having problems
because people are basically
attacking them, threatening them, being like boycotting them, saying they hate or they are transphobic for buying the game because they feel like JK Rowling is getting royalties because of, and by the way, I'm okay with her getting royalties because she created it.
She created it.
If I create something, I don't care what the viewpoint is. If I created it and people are buying it and it's mine. I don't care.
You got to pay me, boy.
You got to pay me, man.
But I'm not even sure she's going to receive royalties.
And that was the other thing. I'm glad you brought it up because that's the other thing I felt like. I was like, how do we know if she's going to receive royalties anyway?
I know she got paid up front because they got to pay her to use the licenses.
Yeah, of course.
For her IP or whatever. But I don't know if she's going to continually get paid. But I also think that kind of doesn't matter because either way, I think it's going to benefit that brand and may bring her money at another point.
Yeah.
For instance, like if nobody bought this game, it would suck for that particular software company, that game development company, because, you know, their game would tank and they was kind of betting on this to like put them over the edge. But at the same time, if nobody buys a game, then people lose faith in like the Harry Potter name. Unless
she get paid royalties.
She get paid royalties?
Yeah. Oh, she's gonna get paid.
That's
I'm okay with that again.
But like I was saying, either way, even if she didn't or she did, it would still bring her money in because the less people buy Harry Potter stuff, the less demand there is for Harry Potter, which will affect our pockets in the end. But people don't seem to care right now because that game is selling.
I don't get
very well.
I don't get the notion of this, man. Like because like Atlanta. I was thinking about taking my wife there.
Yeah.
Atlanta has a Harry Potter like exhibit.
Yeah.
If I take her, am I transphobic? If I take her to the Disney World or Harry Potter World, am I transphobic? If I buy her the book, if I watch the show, the movies, if I do anything that has am I transphobic? Why is it this game that makes it transphobic?
Makes you or. And here's what I find interesting because I'm trying to find the line of that myself. The whole crux of this argument is like, does supporting a product equal support for a person in their beliefs?
It doesn't.
And then, because with that, you gotta balance. Because I don't think just because I buy a product, I automatically believe what their beliefs are.
Depending on what the product is.
Yeah, product is, or like how they feel about it. But to a certain degree, we all vote with our dollars.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
So we all participate in that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, at what point do we take responsibility, or do we just recognize our hypocrisy?
We don't do neither one. We don't do neither one. We'll never get to that point, because none of that. Like when I've seen people mad about it, like just the same thing with the Mr. Beast thing. Yeah. It's just like I get to the point where y'all just want to be mad. Y'all looking for something to fight. It go back to that thing where everybody want to be oppressed. Everybody want to fight against something when there's nothing to fight about. Mm-hmm. You ever seen Fight Club? Yeah. In the scene where he said we in a generation where there's no real wars or nothing like that. We fight the mental war. We fight that aspect. That's what people are consistently fighting, because you're just looking for something to fight against. Mm-hmm. You don't say nothing with your iPhone, your shoes, the clothes you buy from the Gap that we all know come from someplace that we know or feel like is unethical. Yeah. We have things in our room and our daily lives that we know is unethical.
Basically anything that's mass produced, is hard to find something that's made ethically.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Because, for example, to give you a concrete example, the lithium batteries in like this phone, his phone, my MacBook contain cobalt that's mined from kids in Congo. So if you can send a tweet that bashes somebody for playing this game, you have to recognize, if you can find a way to separate your purchasing your phone because you find it handy or useful for you, then you should be able to understand why somebody who was grown up admiring this world of Harry Potter, why they would want to participate that and be able to separate that.
I don't
from
get it, bro.
JK Rowling and her beliefs. If you can do that with your phone and all the products that you use every day, then you should be able to understand that people who just want to participate in this world don't agree with this woman and her beliefs.
And if they do, so what? It's their money.
Yeah.
It's their money. You can't just keep bullying people because you feel something, because the way you feel. You have to understand, like, the way I feel about something does not go to everybody else. It's not universal. Yeah. Just because I believe this doesn't mean everybody should believe this, and I should condemn people who don't believe this. That's the problem, especially with the left. They'll do stuff like that. They'll bully you into like submitting to their will. They'll try to cancel you, take your money, and do all this other stuff while also being in the midst of doing hypocrisy.
And it's that weird. It's we just in this weird space of like, it's hard to like exist without participating in that system. I think like we were saying, I think there's a clear distinction between direct support and indirect support. Like what a lot of us do when we purchasing these products is basically indirect support of Apple, like saying it's okay for Apple to take advantage of child labor. It's basically what we doing. And I also want to note that a lot of trans people are playing this game, and that's not like to point out more hypocrisy. That's also to recognize that a lot of voices we hear are a lot of times the extreme voices, or the people that are trolling.
This is the loudest, bro.
Yeah, and people that are trying to prop themselves up as a moral authority, or like make themselves figureheads of these movements that'll be like, it's people that's not even trans that'll stand up just so they can be like, I'm the moral police. Let me get some spotlight off of this. So I want to make sure like people don't hear this and be like, oh, trans people bugging out again.
No.
It's like people do that with all movements. If people point to like Al Sharpton whenever something black event happened, they like, well, you know what I'm saying, the blacks are at it again. No,
that's Al Sharpton.
That's Al Sharpton out there marching or whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
So it's like, nah, I don't. It just doesn't make sense on how you mad at this, but not all the other things. Yeah. Now you mad at the movies. You ain't mad at the fact that they got together and did like a reunion. Are you mad at the fact that they have these here? Are you boycotting Harry Potter World? Are you outside of Harry Potter getting mad and calling people transphobic for going to Harry Potter World? Like what are you doing? Like how far do your hate or your dislike or your beliefs extend? Is it only to the game because it's new and it's in your face and it's doing well? And then on top of that, because you're doing this, because y'all are making so much noise, it makes people want to buy. I didn't even know nothing about this game until I heard that people was mad about it. I said, oh, it'd be nice to get my wife. It'd be nice to get my wife this. Yeah. I wouldn't even known to buy this or to get this if it wasn't for them making so much noise about it. Yeah. So in return, the numbers look great. Numbers
are going up.
Numbers are going up because y'all done caused so much attention to it. So what is your true intention?
Yeah. I don't think that was a strategic plan involved with that, because that's a delicate balance between giving exposure and, which is interesting because, you know, Max Friedman, the dude who would be doing the interviews and he'd be calm like this the whole time, the white dude. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-mm. He's Jewish and he'd be interviewing people. Like he just did the one with Kanye West where he started pushing.
Oh, back. Yeah, my man. Yeah.
And they were talking about, would you interview, is it helpful to interview somebody who is like super racist or like notable like that? And Absolutely. They came to the conclusion of like, if it's somebody already of note, then sure. Like somebody like David Duke or somebody, the head of Ku Klux Klan or something like that. It's like, it makes sense to interview him as long as you're going to actually push back and challenge his views. Don't grab some no-name somebody and give them a platform to then like spew their rhetoric, especially if you aren't going to challenge. It's like,
I'm okay with what just getting a no name, but as long as you do the pushback.
Yeah.
I'm okay with like if you get a person and you sit down with them, say, okay, well you know what I'm saying? I ain't saying like get like a absolutely nobody, get somebody on the lower, like you making noise and hell cool. Let's challenge your view.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think that makes sense on like our level if we do interview people. Like,
but on like Max level, yeah, that makes sense. To get somebody on your level or slightly above,
right?
Or
he's got such a big platform, like he may end up inadvertently getting that dude a lot of followers just by exposing.
Yeah, you're right about
that.
You
know what I'm saying?
I agree with you on that.
You got to really watch how you move. And I think a lot of times podcasters get flack for that, like, oh, he too scared to debate such and such. He's like, no, I'm not about to give this man any shine on mine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So. Yeah, man, but it also like I was wondering like at what point would we be directly like supporting somebody's belief or whatever, because at the end of the day we are voting with our dollars of what's okay and what's not okay. Like if like let's say, who do we really not mess with? R. Kelly. Like let's say if R. Kelly, we found out R. Kelly owned like 30% of YouTube, like Google. Do we stop?
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing?
Will we be like, or do we be like, we gotta, we gotta, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. It's just people complaining.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to, just people complaining and want something to fight for. And I'm
talking about us. Sense. What will we do?
I'm still watching you. I can separate the art from the artist. Yeah. I have no problem doing that. Except in the R. Kelly case, because for me, I can listen to all his other songs, like, you know, I Wish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Step in the Name. I can listen to those, but when it comes to them love songs, it's just I have to I can't do this. But when it comes down to any other artist or most other artists, I can separate the art from the artist. Same thing I do with anything else. It's like, well, this is what you gave me. This is what you gave the world, but just because you a shit person, I'm gonna allow you to be. I can dislike you and like what you do at the same time.
But in this case, if R. Kelly did own like a part of Google and like we found out that he was, you know, using his money to have all these camps and stuff like that,
that's the police job. That's the police. That's the police, detectives, FBI, and all that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, they ain't got nothing to do with me.
That's interesting.
Y'all gotta watch.
You got a hard line between the art and the.
I got a.
Other than if the content directly suggests.
Yeah. Other than that, then that's
that's a bit of a moral conundrum for me. Like,
not at all for me. I don't care.
You're not saying you don't care about what like the crazy shit he's
doing. No, he should be put in jail.
Yeah,
by all means.
Like,
whatever that I'm separating the products or the entertainment from the entertainment.
So it don't matter how bad somebody is, as long as they got a dope product, you in there.
Yeah, because they ain't got nothing to. That's the police.
I don't know about that. I gotta think.
Think about it. Just think about anything that you still got your phone in your hand.
Yeah,
you still gonna use it,
right?
Knowing that people like when I still got clothes on from certain places. Now some places I just don't buy because I'm like, okay, this is terrible.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I do that, but like other things, it's like what am I gonna break down my whole life into like breaking down? Okay, well this is immoral. I don't agree with it. Like how much do I break that down? Like, because if I break it down a little bit here, then I'm gonna be a hypocrite if I don't break it down over here.
Yeah.
So that's why I'll be like, okay.
So do we start breaking it down?
If we do, then what do we have?
Just local goods.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
can we survive on local goods?
You don't have anything.
Yeah.
The only thing, the difference between me and every other person, even the people complaining about this Hogwarts, is that I recognize what it is and I accept what it is and I accept my position in it.
So you fine with, like I'm saying, I have no choice but to be. Well, I do have a choice, but it's indirect consumption and support of like all the stuff is what it is.
It is what it is. I can't. What am I gonna do with it?
Not to say it's right or wrong, but like it's like that's the way the society is set up. We don't let it go along.
That's the situation I'm in right now.
Not saying we shouldn't fight, people not to use child labor and stuff like that. We can also do that.
Two things can be true at once.
It's kind of hard to do that when like we just keep like, yeah, I feel sorry for my boy, but can I get this iPhone?
Yeah. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not that person to go to, man, because it's like the moral high ground that I'm on in comparison to that stuff is like I require YouTube for certain things. Mm-hmm. So if it's going to R. Kelly, that's between YouTube, the company, and R. Kelly. You should fix that.
But wouldn't we have power if we just stopped supporting YouTube? If we wanted them to separate?
Absolutely.
So we can recognize we got the power to change stuff. Absolutely. And then also be like, well, we not.
Well, not all the time. Look at Netflix and what they did with Dave Chappelle. Now we keeping this on here. Yeah. Y'all can cancel if y'all want to. You don't like it, you can leave.
But they was weighing that gamble. If everybody was like, we ain't messing with that.
But we'll never know because nobody.
We never know. But if everybody was like.
But if you remember right, they was still doing the time, in my opinion, as far as Netflix, they was going to do it anyway because if you look at it, because my man, he stood on what he believed in. Kinda. But when you look at it, he told the people, if you don't like it, you can leave and work for somebody else. And then also, there was during the time when people was canceling their Netflix subscription because people was going outside more. Yeah. So he was already losing subscribers. If I'm remembering correctly, it was like over 250,000 subscribers that you lost, and you still said, I'm still gonna keep this up. Yeah. So even if that was the case, like if everybody did, like every single person that owned Netflix.
What was the percentage that they had already lost versus what they
had lost a lot? Because I remember them stocks been hit dramatically when the numbers came out. How many people was it?
Was it like 50% of subscribers, or was that
no,
20%?
Like I don't know.
50%.
I don't think it was 50%. I think
the threshold between
you right.
You be like,
you absolutely right.
I'm sorry, Dave, but we gotta let you go.
I don't know.
Probably like because if numbers don't look big to us, like we lost 5% of revenue. They don't sound big to us.
But that's big, bro.
5% is a lot. Bro. You know what I'm saying?
5% is a lot. But you also got to understand, like, you got to think, like, if 50% of the subscribers love, that means 50% of people believe that. Yeah. And that's not how our society works with that either.
Not at all. Like we did the numbers or whatever. I think when we did the closer look at Dave Chappelle or whatever, and he was like we looked at a percentage of like LGBTQ people and like transgender people. Is like if all them left. No offense, but I don't think that would dent their bottom line.
It wouldn't hurt their bottom line for doing it. Now the supporters that support them, then that may be a little bit different. But you also got to take into consideration of those people. Well, I may support you, but I may not believe what you believe. Yeah. So that's kind of why I'm at. It's like that doesn't have nothing really directly to do with me unless it comes like I will say if something has something to do with like the black community, then like I don't really watch the NFL like that.
I'm not even excited about the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm not really today. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? Like it's certain things that I myself are offended towards, but I don't. I don't impose that on other people.
Yeah, it's really about what's important to you. Like people that are upset about JK Rowling's views. Like I understand if you trans or you LGBT or you not trans and you just feel that way about their views. Yeah, it's perfectly fine for you not to support the game and not support JK Rowling. That is perfectly fine. I think it's becomes not fine when, like you were saying, when it becomes bullying and like just trying to destroy these people's reputations. Or whatever. Bro, especially like if you don't jump out there for like other issues or like. You know, like
anything else. I don't like that, man. I don't like the cowards that back down from them either. Like I don't like the cowards that back down from people from comments. Like you know what I'm saying. Like if you like I don't want to play the game because these people are going to attack me, make me feel. But you're not standing up for your beliefs and bullies. Yeah. Especially like a lot of times with people that
I wouldn't just say anything. If I'm not gonna do it, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, like especially people that are streaming or people that do that. I don't want to play the game or I'm not gonna play the game because this is gonna happen or whatever. You're not standing up for the people that follow you and do support you. Yeah. Or anything else. Like I think that's people just standing up for whatever. I get that you standing up for whatever you believe in. Like, I don't watch the NFL a lot of the times because of the Kaepernick situation, but I don't impose that and bully nobody else for doing it. I don't go to other black people and say, "Oh, you watching it? You know, coon or whatever you are."
Because that's, to me, I mean, that's another example of indirect support. Like, I understand you grew up playing football, you grew up watching football, you want to watch football.
Yeah,
I understand your want.
And the Canadian League ain't it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like Canadian League, XFL, like it just don't hit the same. I understand, like I was saying with Harry Potter, like you grew up reading these books, you grew up being in these movies. They finally make a game where you can feel like you a wizard or whatever, be in that world, participate and dive deeper in there. I understand. While I'm sitting here on my iPhone, made from child labor, like I get it.
I don't get that because like if at any point we keep doing stuff like this, like we still support a lot of stuff our forefathers did, and they owned slaves. They was pedophile. Like they were all type of bad human beings, and we still walk with them with their beliefs and their systems.
Right.
Like and that's too far to go back. If we just stay on Harry Potter, like go back to that, it's like how much do your conventions go? Like are you at Harry Potter world, or you at these exhibits or these orchestras or these plays, or like how much do this go for you? Because this creator did is that you're not thinking about the people who created the game, how they got to feed their family, or the actors, or the people that make these rides or make these games, these systems, the company itself that helps support other people or donate to these foundations that help people that you are not able to because you behind some computer making tweets. Or being bullied or bullying people on YouTube. These people that actually have these people working are helping more lives than you while you trying to tear down other people that for just playing the game. So these aspects that these people walk in or these conventions that these people walk in are flimsy.
Yeah.
And fraudulent. I'm going to play the game. I don't even like Harry Potter.
You weren't going to play the game. You just going to play it now because out of spite.
Nah, because I know it's gonna look fire. It looks fire, and I know my wife. She gonna want to play it.
Yeah,
I'm like, let me get that control. Let me see.
Hey, I will say though, like, JK Rowling got some other views with her. I don't know if they direct views, like how, like I'm not gonna say she depicted Jews as goblins in Harry Potter.
That's wild. Now that's wild. That's wild.
But having them control the money and them be characters of what people depict Jewish people is a crazy look.
Never thought about that. I would say this too. It's like if I'm watching something and it's depicting like black people or a certain group of people in a bad view, if the art itself is doing that, then I can like push away from that. Which is why it's easy for me to do like NFL because y'all don't respect like black people's views. I get that. But if it's just the art itself, then if the art itself I can understand, I can get along with, then
depicting people in a certain way or promoting a certain thing.
Yeah, the art itself.
I mean, as long as you ain't, I mean, for me, direct, like I said, direct versus indirect. If JK Rowling started a foundation to fight this and people donate to that, I understand how you be like, all right, you probably transphobic. I can understand.
Yeah, I get that.
You know what I'm saying? But I just want to participate in this world. Going back to the graphics of the game,
even though that it has transgender people in the game, apparently.
Yeah, it does. So, I mean, I think that was studio being like,
here you go.
Yeah, we look.
It's the olive branch.
Yeah, it's an olive branch. Yeah, and I will say that just looking at the game and the graphics, one thing they struggle with is black hairstyles. And what I'm seeing, they got some of the best black hairstyles I don't ever see in the game. Like they did us right, TK.
Come on, man.
They did the dreads, the locks, the hair, the froze. They on point.
And you think I ain't about to just watch this for something? This heifer said over here. You know I'm about to. Hey, let me see what this is about.
That we done got the best representation I've seen in the game in a long time. In terms of visuals and customizing characters. We ain't just got braids and a low cut. And
so I'm gonna ask you a question. So if you find out that R. Kelly was using YouTube money for them camps, are you still using YouTube?
See?
I ain't get an answer on that.
Might have to go to Rumble or Vimeo or something.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I don't because
No. Like the position that R. Kelly in, that's what I took it as. You know that R. Kelly is in jail now. Yeah. And you find out that YouTube, that the money that he was using, past tense, from YouTube was going to them camps.
Oh, past tense. I mean,
that's how I took it.
Oh no, I mean if he was like out and like being R. Kelly.
Okay. But that wouldn't. Cause I took it as you were saying that the person, but even so, I was like, that's still the police on YouTube.
That's still the police. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I have to think on it because to me, that's
once you find out he ended up doing that's I can't arrest you.
Upload, boy.
You know what I'm saying? I can't arrest you, dog.
I gotta meditate on that one. I can't find out with a black and white in that gray area.
No, it's just all great for that. It's all great. Cause like what is gonna start? Like everybody should just take their YouTube channel down. You think like everybody would just take their YouTube channel down?
I think maybe
because I don't even understand that, because if you know that he's doing that and it came out that he's doing that, he should be already arrested.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going.
Somebody else ain't doing their job.
Yeah, and then how much would you know that YouTube knew about that? I'm just paying this man because of this, that, and the third.
But if they did, I think it's like what's his name? Brett Weinstein, whatever. I think it's a situation like that. Okay, now we know.
Do we start watching his movies though?
Y'all need to cut ties.
Mm-hmm. But do we start watching his movies? Did people start watching Harvey Weinstein movies?
Start watching them?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how far do this go? Like,
what do you mean start watching them? Like,
if you know that he did the movies that he's
the movie good, the movie good.
But that's if the game good, the game good.
But the thing is, are we still? I think the thing is, are you still supporting their lifestyle? Is he actively getting royalties from that, or like once he's in jail, does his royalties stop? Like, how does that work?
I think his royalties continue because that's still his work.
Yeah, but who does royalties go to?
So if he's able, so let me ask you something. So if he's in jail right now, and you know that you watching his movies, are royalties going to him for him to buy his honey buns or whatever you need to buy in jail, or you stopping watching his movie?
I don't even know what his movies are, but you saying
no, it's a lot. That's talking about. It's you watching.
He
has a
like
a catalog.
He probably got hits.
Probably.
Yeah.
You never seen his catalog?
No, I ain't never watched his catalog. You know, I barely watch TV.
No, these are movies though. You watch movies now.
Not like that.
Harvey Weinstein's top movies. I just do a top 10.
Yeah.
Django, Unchained, Good Will Hunting, Silver Line Playbook, and Glorious Bastards. Movies that he would get royalties from.
Mm-hmm.
Pulp Fiction. We all know those are.
I ain't never seen Pulp Fiction all the way through.
Yeah, you should. It's a classic for its time. Oh. Don't get me wrong, but if you watch it, you like, this is. Scary movie. Yeah. Scream. What movie is that? The Hateful Eight, The Untouchables. That's enough.
Mm-hmm.
So, I done seen most of them. So if you find out that he was using those royalties to buy stuff in jail, what are you doing?
But here's why I'm a nigga. I've seen those movies once.
Yeah.
I don't really go back and rewatch movies. So for me, I just like, okay, I'm just not. It's not really.
Yeah, and that's a bad example.
And if I do go back, I'll watch a YouTube clip of it, of like the part I want to see.
So what's your favorite like show?
Show?
No, not even show. Your favorite like
Atlanta. If Atlanta,
man, you didn't even finish watching the whole thing.
I know,
man.
but if we found out like some crazy shit about Atlanta, that one would hurt.
That one would hurt. Like Donald Glover?
Yeah, like if Donald Glover came out, it'd be like a R. Kelly. Like, it's like, what do we do?
So yeah, if you found that out and he's on court, I
ain't watched the 4th season, so if it came out, I'd be like, shit, I can't watch it now.
Oh, for real?
Or I'd have to like pirate that shit so like he don't get royalties from wherever I'm watching it from.
I can understand that. Yeah. I might still watch it because it doesn't. That's the art for me. It doesn't have nothing to do with his
unless there's some crazy stuff in there. Now that you see it again,
once like, then it's like I can't watch it now. Like once I see if I hear
you see behind that curtain,
once I see behind the curtain, it's pretty much it ruins the art for me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I was like I can't listen to it no more. But that's just me personally like feeling that way. But yeah, I would probably stop watching it once I see something.
Yeah.
But if he's just doing stuff outside of the okay.
I mean, because look at Kanye West, where he is right now. He still made College Dropout.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Some fire albums, bro.
Yeah.
Some fire albums. I already bought them. They've already been bought.
But that's a good point. Let me go back because now I think about it, that would be crazy. Like if I found out, like when I listen to College Dropout, it supports him. Now, if he was like,
I hate these niggas more than the Nazis. Flashing lights, and it turned out he really did hate these niggas more than the Nazis. TK.
I didn't even catch that line, bro. I didn't even catch it. The beat was so fire. I missed it, bro.
He been talking to us this whole time.
This whole time we ain't been listening, bro.
Bro.
This whole time. I think that ruins the art though for me. Like once you go back and you hear it, you like, oh, he's wild.
I was riding the other day and I heard that line. I was like, he ain't never messed with us, bro.
Boy, I'm trying to think. But you know how crazy it is to be listening to a song and then you go back and you hear some crazy, like Kid Cudi Solo Dolo part 2. He said, you better what do you say? You better get back before you get the Will Smith smack.
Ooh.
That he wrote that like
like
I want to say almost 10 years ago.
Crazy.
It's like,
where'd that come from? Is that something I missed? like some funny stuff like that. What's that whole Young Thug and Gunna and all them?
Mm-hmm.
And I go back and I listen to their songs and Gunna be like, I got him following my footsteps like the feds. Or like I never snitch on my brother or my family. Then I was like,
yeah.
Them bars ain't hold up as well as
allegedly.
You thought.
Allegedly. We don't know what happened in that situation.
I really don't care. That's
nothing I don't care about.
That's another topic. Like when it comes to authenticity to rap, I think it does add an air of like legitimacy with certain rappers.
50, perfect example.
50 Cent, like
perfect example.
50 Cent, DMX, people like that.
NBA YoungBoy, those people are perfect examples.
I really believe what they saying, and it does add to the mystique of what they saying. But at the end of the day, if I found out that like a Gunna or a Young Thug or something like that wasn't doing the stuff they preach, I don't care. It's entertainment. So some people, it's just entertainment.
What a dynamic though.
Yeah.
So if you believe, like,
even with 50 Cent, if I found out, because to me, I'm like, to me it adds to the air of 50 Cent that he went through all that and he overcame it. But the music is the music. Whether he really did that stuff or not, ain't gonna take away from the music from me. You know what I'm saying?
It does for me though.
It does?
It does. That's why I say it's interesting now, because which is why I have a hard time with listening to R. Kelly, because it sounds crazy to me now. That's why but like 50, if I believe you done this, I know this is you speaking from yourself, your soul now. You know, I like artists that speak from themselves. Like that's why I love Kendrick Lamar. Yeah. I love the J. Cole.
I mean, it really depends on the music for me. Like many
when it's good, regardless. But
many men hits differently if 50 Cent really did get shot.
Many men hits differently because the dude that shot him,
he got shot. Because you got hit like I got hit. But you ain't fucking breathing. That line hit harder once you know. You know what I'm saying? So that's like that. For me, 50 Cent was one of them artists, to kind of walk back what I said. 50 Cent is one of those artists where like his story precedes him and it adds another depth to his music. You know what I'm saying? So with music like that, when we actually like tied like the music to real life events and what we going through, I can understand it. But like all the mumble rapping and stuff like that, to me, that's just like club music that I really don't.
That's not for me.
I'm not invested in that. Like I don't care. I don't even know what half the stuff they saying. But like while I listen to DMX, I feel what he's saying. Depending on the song, like Party Up, even with Party Up, DMX wasn't real thug. Party Up still gonna hit the same to me because it's gonna smack. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is, bro.
Have you looking at
but music like like Many Men, songs like that. If he ain't go through that, it really don't hit. It's still a hard song.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying?
The fact that it is storytelling.
Yeah. And like, oh, you really went through this,
this
bro.
is really,
hey, this is real life. And you overcame that, and now you
a monster.
You a monster. And every day since then, you remind people why you got shot 9 times. Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with that, bro.
Yeah.
But I do understand the ideal of like if I was listening to somebody or watching something and they're royalties went to fund something directly.
If we knew like JK Rowling was like, I'm invested in like with conversion therapy or something, I'm taking this money.
Yeah.
It's going to conversion therapy.
Oh, that's a tough one for me, bro.
Yeah, that just adds another.
Because with the R. Kelly thing, that's more of a criminal thing, right? That for him, he should be already locked up.
For that,
and then for that, that's more of that's legal, and it's like something I would disagree with. So it's just like that'll be a hard. That's the one I would have to be like, I don't know.
We might need to return this game, baby.
Yeah, bro. I don't know if I would though.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't think because it's just like that's
gray, bro. I think it depends on like how much we really care.
Yeah, because again, you know what I mean. I'm all about my convictions, and then other people's convictions. It was like, how far do this go? Like, how far am I willing to take this? You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I don't know. That's kind of why I'm at with it.
Yeah. Man, let us know what you think, man. Like, are people voting when they dollars? Are you directly supporting something? If even though you're indirectly supporting it, like, let us know.
Let us know, man. Maybe give me another point of view if you have one. I doubt I agree with it, but if you have one, I would gladly listen to it.
All right, moving on to another topic that sounds like a Harry Potter spell.
I'm playing the game though. Put that out there.
Tuberculosis. All right, so apparently a woman in Tacoma Pierce County in Washington had tuberculosis, and she was forced to be medicated and be quarantined. Now, to give you some, little backstory on it, because I was like, well, I understand what they're doing that, but it's kind of like, getting to that area of we don't want to just strip people's rights away directly.
That was wild when I seen
it. And it was like a gray area. But apparently, this has been going on over the course of a year.
Yeah.
And like she ain't really working with them. And I think the latest development was she went to the hospital to get treated like after a car crash or something like this past January. Because I think it's past January they were officially like, okay, we gave you enough room to do what you need to do. Now you going on lockdown. Now you gonna have to take this medicine. So it was like she went to the hospital and she didn't reveal that she had tuberculosis. So she was just in there.
No, that's contagious, right?
Yeah. It's less contagious than like a cold or something like that. But if you were around it for a long enough, like I think it was several hours, it would begin to take effect. And I think I read that like 18 million people have like dormant tuberculosis in them that we just have walking around that hasn't like manifested itself just from like I guess prior exposure or something like that. But let me see what else I got. And the health department itself was like, we were very reluctant to file legal action to have to take medicine and be quarantined because that's walking a dangerous line of people's civil liberty. So for like a year, they was like, we don't want to bother you. We don't do this, but you stay out here.
You're exposing other people.
Exposing people, not revealing that you got tuberculosis to people. You just out here existing, potentially giving tuberculosis. If you don't know what tuberculosis is, it's basically a disease that attacks the lung. You can develop terrible coughs, sometimes bloody coughs. It can also spread to other organs in your body, like your liver and your kidneys. So it can
13th leading cause of death.
Is the what?
It's the 13th leading cause of death.
Oh, that's crazy. It's higher than the police.
Close.
So yeah, man. And again, it's like that balance between.
And the second causing second infectious killer besides COVID. 1.6 million people died last year worldwide from tuberculosis. Not last year, 2001. And not most of the people, less than I think 180,000 had HIV or AIDS or something. So their immune system was already compromised. Yeah. If you take that out, that's still like 1.5.
Yeah, I don't.
13. Leading cause. You may not feel that's a lot, but once you start breaking down the top and you start getting down, that's a number. That's 13. That's still a number, top 20. Bro. Yeah, out of everything you can.
People always like I like those arguments where it's like it's only like 1% of the world, and then you calculate how much 1% of the world is, It's like, but you don't want to be in that number.
Like what you said earlier about how 5% of a company losing revenue. That don't seem like a lot, but hey, like a lot. That's millions.
But 1% of 8 billion people, that's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people,
you know what I'm saying? And you increase your
That's
odds.
a small country.
Yeah.
Not even a small one.
That's like 50. I'm not gonna say 50 million people. I remember when we did it, we was gonna do the episode on COVID and all that. I broke down the numbers. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people that got infected with COVID.
That's wild.
And the percentage of them that died, like,
that's a large percentage.
When you tell somebody, like if I say 1% of people will die of a disease or somebody, they're like, I don't care. Okay, but I say that's 1 out of 100 people. So if I'm like, there's 1,000 people in here, that means 10 of y'all gonna die. Do you like those odds? Yeah. You know, all of a sudden people like, oh, I ain't do the math like that. But that's the problem, because you're not thinking like, you thinking 1%.
Because it's a small
there's
number.
no way I'm gonna end up in that number.
I don't understand stuff like that. I had an argument with a friend about that, and I was like, he was like, we was talking about people that make it into the Hall of Fame of the NBA, and it was like,
because of the LeBron thing.
It was something else. It was like, well, it's only like 4% of NBA players that make it to the West. I was like, that's a pretty high number for a lot of people. I said, well, it's only a thing like 5,000-6,000. I said, okay, then would you want 5% interest on your house? He was like, no, that's too high. I said, okay then. It's like, I understand what you're saying, but you know what I'm saying? But you understand that just because it's a small percentage.
It's a cream of the crop. You know how many people you want in there? You want everybody great? You want everybody to get a participation trophy? I don't know, man. It's only can be top 75 players of all time.
So yeah, man. So it's like people look at the percentages as they do a lot of other things. Like what you say, it's like, well, it's only 1%, but like when you start doing them odds, it's like that's a small country.
People don't know how to, like I was saying the other day, like people take what they know and they don't know how to.
They just take what they know.
Yeah, they take what they know and they don't know how to expand that to like the broader area.
The problem is they do know how to expand it, but not to the subject what they need to expand it at. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Like they'll have these conclusions about things, but they don't add in the other factors that they don't know. They add in the fact they add in the known knowns and then the unknown knowns.
The unknown knowns.
So it's just like, bro, you don't know nothing about physics. Why would you say this?
Why would you say this? But so this is one of those areas where they did encroach on her civil liberties, but I think naturally people understand why this happened. Mm-hmm. And to me, like even with the whole COVID thing, like if you just take COVID for example, I think people react to how a lot of people, like how kids react, or like how we react. Where we sitting at home, we playing the game, we about done we playing Call of Duty, whatever, the match by the end. After you do that, you say, I'm gonna go wash the dishes. And then your wife might walk in and be like, hey babe, make sure you wash those dishes. Now you don't want to wash the dishes. Yeah. Not because like you have a problem washing dishes, it's because somebody told you to wash the dishes. Now you gotta
as if you weren't gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, so now you mad. Yeah. Because the average person, even if they just have a cold, they don't want, like if somebody in their family had a cold, like their kid had a cold, they don't want them going to school to get them a cold. Yeah. They would naturally quarantine their child themselves or themselves, not go to work. They'll call out sick. I'm not feeling well. I don't want to get nobody sick.
Unless they need the money.
Yeah.
Which most people do.
But because the government says you got to do it, now all of a sudden people are like, even though I would have did it, because you told me to do it.
Not the government told me. Something ain't right.
Something ain't right.
This is an unknown. And I know that something ain't right.
Something ain't right. You know even though if they wouldn't have did it, if the government sat back and just like everybody died, they would have kept their behinds on.
Yeah.
Everybody, when people start falling out.
I don't understand why the government hasn't like came up with a plan to like do something like that to get people to be more like compliant with their.
They trust us too much. They're like, we're gonna give you this information, and we expect clear heads to prevail.
I don't know why people think that's more stupid people than smart people. I don't understand why you even go with that notion. You know what I'm saying?
That's more stupid than average people than smart people.
Mm-hmm. So for me, I don't know how I feel about this because like because they do this with people who on suicide watch. They do this with people they feel is crazy and a danger to society. Mm-hmm. They do it, put people in jail, and they don't give people bail because they feel like this person is a danger to society. But also, this person, was able to drive, able to do these things, but she also could be infecting other people. Right. So you got to protect the society.
Who may be immunocompromised themselves.
It could be anything. Like I say, people like when I told you the numbers, like 180, I think it was 187,000 that died from tuberculosis had AIDS or HIV, and they immune system was compromised. Yeah. Or somebody who has cancer, or somebody who has a weak immune system because anything. Yeah. Because they older, because they, maybe be obese, high blood pressure, whatever it is. And you out here infecting these people who in return has to go to the hospital and get seen about.
Yeah.
Like you can really become like patient zero at some point in time. So I get both sides. I don't know how I feel about it, but like you have to understand that you're in a society in which you have to look out for each other, even when you feel like you don't. Like I don't drive on the other side of the road because I feel like it or something like that. Or I don't do certain things that would encroach on somebody else's, liberties.
Like I've said all the time, your right to swing your fist ends where my nose begins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's the key word is people forget that you are in a society. Mm-hmm. You are in a community with other people. Mm-hmm. At some point, if we're going to exist together, your individual rights can't overstep the society or the rights of other people. Mm-hmm. And I think we already have an understanding there. Like,
we don't.
But like this, well, we don't, but we should.
I don't have to wear a mask in Costco. This goes against my freedoms.
But like I said, when it comes to just having a code, we understand that we don't want to get people sick and all that stuff. And it comes back to, being told what to do. But also, it's like at a certain point when, because we used to the cold is whatever, we can handle that for the most part. Most people can handle that. So that's not a big deal. At a certain point when whatever you have
exceeds that,
it's like a certain danger level, like tuberculosis or like AIDS or something like that, the law is allowed to step in. Like you can't have AIDS and just be out here
all willy-nilly. But you get charged with murder.
You get charged with murder for that. And people understand that.
For that.
So it's like you don't like at a certain point we know when you have tuberculosis and that's something, or let's say you catch the plague or something, like at a certain point people should know that, at this point I gotta not only do for myself to not, cause she not even get herself treated. Like she just walking around like I'm gonna be fine. And it's an antibiotic treatment, TK.
Yeah, it's not that.
It's an antibiotic.
You just
she ain't gotta take injections. It's an antibiotic.
But then again, she may be a person that don't want to take medicine. She feel like she could be against her religious or spirituality.
That's cool. Stay in the house.
I feel you on that.
Stay in the house.
But even with that though, like that's
swinging that fist.
That is so
it's
hard.
Hitting people's face.
Because if you know that somebody has COVID and they out here just do you give the government right to lock them up? If you know that somebody has the flu and they just out here driving and in the world and you figure out they have it, do you
the flu we can handle. But like I said, if she got tuberculosis and they can do contact tracing and find out that she had it and somebody else died from that,
tuberculosis you can be treated. That's what I'm saying. Like we just said that you can be treated with anything.
Right, but I'm saying, like, if she had tuberculosis and people were able to do contact tracing back to her, and like let's say somebody had AIDS, was around her, because she's not out there disclosing she got tuberculosis. Right. And then like they found out that person that came into contact with her died, she should go to jail. She is knowingly out here.
Mm-hmm. Same thing with people with the flu.
Yeah.
Or COVID or something. You feel like that?
They can go. They can go to jail.
I feel like that with COVID. When COVID first started, I was like, yeah.
But again, I don't know about the flu because, like, the flu.
I'm just saying if you have the flu and then you go to somebody that has a compromised immune system, knowingly, like that's a cancer hospital right up the street, and you
don't disclose that
you have, and you know that you have it.
You are, that's what's that? What's the word for that? Neglect, something like that.
I forgot what it is, but I remember saying that. I was like, okay, that's wild. But it's like it's not wild, but it's just.
It's like you a bioweapon.
Basically.
You a bioweapon. Yeah. You just go around like, why wouldn't you let people know that you are sick if you know you're sick?
Because people feel like it's their liberty to keep it to themselves. Now, I'm not agreeing with it, but I do understand people like it's such a hard thing. Like where do that line stop? Even though I sound like conservative right now,
pick a list of diseases.
You're right, and then you make this like
cut the point of when.
If we do contact tracing and you are involved in this, bro, you gonna get some time.
You gonna get some time.
Okay, hey, that's a hard thing to.
We can stop at colds. We can stop at flu, but I'm telling you, the line gonna be before tuberculosis.
Number 13.
Number 13. I tell you, it's gonna be before that.
Number 2 of infections, though. That's what make it crazy. So that is a strong. I agree with you on that. But it's such a hard thing to
that one
to
ain't
get
hard
people to agree to.
Yeah,
agree
but
on.
yeah, to agree on, yeah. But
because for me, it's like I wouldn't do nothing like that. But that's just where my moral ground is, and I don't know because I work in a place where it's like our HR was like dog sick. She just kept coming to work. In her office, little square office with other people in there.
No, upper management should have stepped in and be like, "Hey, listen.
You know, I'd have told you plenty of things about my job.
We need bodies here. So yes. I don't care what you got.
Plenty of things about my job.
Or at least what company would be interesting if companies do have is like some type of sick cubicle or like some area where like if people do want to come in and work and like companies, we need as many bodies.
Yeah. Just have an area.
Sick area or some shit, like a room somewhere that's decontaminated every now and then for them to come in and work. Don't come in the main office and be coughing.
I feel like if it was reasonable enough for people not to come to work and them be able to live their life, I think people would be more acceptable to doing stuff like that. But the way stuff is now, man, it's sad. Right?
Yeah.
So I guess they just feel like they need to come to work because they are sick, stuff like that. And then when it comes to stuff like that, like I come to work because I have tuberculosis, or I can't miss days out of work because I got to pay my bills or something, or I'm sick, and then you lock me up or you quarantine me. Now I don't have a job. Now I can't pay my bills. So yeah, I feel better, but now when I go back home, I got an eviction notice.
Right.
So that's
so we're good.
Yeah, bro. It's just.
Also with this, they have not revealed why she didn't want to take the medicine or do that. But
yeah, so I don't want to just impose that on them. But that's how I feel about the people at my job. When they come in sick or something,
like I don't have sick days. I don't got vacation days.
No, they do have sick days. That's the thing. They just like you get like of every so many hours every month or something, just of sick days or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I think they don't want to feel because it's like if I stay, that time is not overtime time, or that time is not the money that I need to pay this, that, and the third.
Yeah, to me that calls for like more legislation. Like if I got tuberculosis, my boy.
I should be able to stay home.
I should be able to stay home and get treated unless you want me here. The employer should be like, you know what? Out of all situations, you good on this one. Yeah. Please don't come into work. Get better, get well. That should be a law that guarantees your job or something if you going through something like that.
Mm-hmm. It's rough, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. It's rough. That's a tough one for me. That's the one that's like I don't know how far you go with that.
Yeah.
Like for me, I think you should stay at home or something, but I don't know how far it should go as far as you being forcibly quarantined. Even though I don't disagree.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily disagree
with them. That you need to be quarantined.
Yeah, I don't disagree that somebody need to intervene and do something.
I would really just like for you to really want to be quarantined yourself.
Yeah, I would really want you to be an adult. That. You know what I'm saying? Like just to say, hey, you know what? Maybe I should stay inside or whatever. Because who's to say that car wreck that you got in what the cause of your tuberculosis is that, I don't just that's a tough one for me.
It ain't tough for me.
To be forcibly locked up in drug or forcibly medicated, that's pretty tough.
I understand like in the concept behind the issue, but in this particular example, even if it was me, and like
that's the thing though. And we put like that. Like if I see you if somebody with Tourette who's around you, they got you sick, bro. I have to do something.
You gotta do something. You gotta do something.
I gotta
like
do
if
something,
you found out in this moment that for the last 3 months I've been coming around you, I'm like, well, I got tuberculosis. I'm fine.
I was like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like
you kick me out the house.
I was saying like if somebody was around you and gave you tuberculosis and made you sick, you had to go to the hospital because they was being irresponsible.
Yeah, you know
what I'm saying?
They gotta go.
I gotta do something to that person. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So it's like I get it emotionally. I do get it.
Get it.
But that's just something.
It's a the gray areas, man. It's like
the gray areas are real, bro. That's
for me, the gray areas at tuberculosis.
Yeah.
That's what the line is.
It's black and white at that point.
It's black and white. Like with the flu, that's a gray area with me.
Yeah.
That's because, that's something that is a leading cause of death that has its complications, but we've learned how to deal with that to a degree. Same with tuberculosis. We've learned how to deal with the degree. But
it's number 13.
But if the person is not being, responsible with the deadliness of it, to me, that's black and white. Tuberculosis, out of here. COVID, quarantine. What's another disease out there?
SARS,
out it. SARS,
you
got it.
Monkeypox,
monkeypox for sure. Monkeypox for sure. You imagine somebody out here, because there was people like that. Remember when it was first popping up? They was just out here with the sores on their leg going to McDonald's.
Oh, the fat dude?
Yeah.
Nah, that was a prank.
No, not the fat dude.
Yeah.
There was some other people out there.
Okay. I ain't see that one.
If it's people out there like that, just not being responsible, quarantine.
Yeah. I agree.
Like, if we want to do it, everybody can make a list, and then we figure out at what point in this list is the government allowed to step in, or other people. Because I guarantee you, if I find out you got tuberculosis and you live near me, we get the community getting together. We gonna figure this out.
You know what? I absolutely agree with that, especially that like they had that you know what? I'm cool. Because especially now that that like in Texas they got that law where if I see somebody get an abortion, I can sue the driver, even though I have nothing to do with it. I can intervene. Yeah. So I'm cool with it. You got legislation like that, I can rock with it.
I take that reward money.
I take that reward money, no problem.
You know what I'm saying?
No problem. I'm telling. Sure.
Off top.
I feel like I'm telling anyway. Bro.
That should be repercussions, though. We don't want people using it as a weapon. I heard old boy got tuberculosis. They get him locked up for a day. You know what I'm saying? If you
I feel like it's a simple test, though.
If you falsely report somebody,
of course. That should be.
Gotta be some type of balance there before we have people just using that willy-nilly.
No, so I'm with that.
Yeah.
It's just hard though.
It's just a wild thing to hear that the government was like.
It's just for them just to be stepping in doing stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But I feel the same way if somebody was trying to commit suicide or having a mental episode or if they was having like, like just uncontrollable seizures when they're driving or something like that.
You
can't
be
behind the wheel, bro.
Can't be behind the wheel.
Yeah, so I do get that, but that's just hard because it is tuberculosis. It's like, bro, I just give you this pill, but if you just like, I'm not doing this, I'm gonna walk into the world. And yeah, bro, you gotta keep the citizens safe.
Yeah, because like you saying, like this is a difficult based on that person's belief. Like I don't know what she believes.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
If she like a holistic person, she may just want to treat herself. Because this one thing, like we say. Like kind of going back to the last thing, like it's okay to believe what you want to believe.
By all means.
Up to a certain point. Now your beliefs. But now it's like it's that weird area of like I respect your beliefs, but at the same time I'm disrespecting your beliefs. Because you gotta get back in the house. So it's that weird area of this against my religion, this is against my practices. Like I'm just a holistic person. I make my own antibiotics.
It ain't working.
You still got it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, where does that end?
Oh, you don't want to take no medicine. For me, if you don't want to take the medicine, you gotta take it. But you gotta stay quarantined.
Yeah.
So I get it.
But then that kind of goes. Then if we pass legislation, we gotta decide at what point does like job protection and stuff step in, because if she just like not taking the medicine.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what I was saying earlier about then
that's weird because it's like I'm not gonna hold your job for a year.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. If you're not really trying to get better just because you want to be quarantined, then that's a whole different. Because what I read, it take like 3 months to a year for some people to get treated for it. So I don't know how that would work with tuberculosis. Like I don't. That's weird. That's something that
you should just get fixed. You should just get fixed. You should just get fixed. You should just take the medicine, whatever it is, and go on about your lovely day. People make me sick. People get on my nerves, bro. They don't even make me sick. They just make my ass itch.
but they make life interesting.
Do
Sometimes in a good way.
They make it hard too now.
Yep.
They make it hard. That's all I got on that.
Let us know what you think. Like, was the government right in stepping in and quarantining this lady and making her take medicine? Or do you think like the government should, step in and
the thing I want you to think about, the thing I want you to think about is anybody in your life that has been sick, anybody in your life that has a compromised immune system, or just think about your loved ones where you've been around people who have been sick or sneezing or had something. And think about if they had either COVID, tuberculosis, or any other infectious disease, and one of your family members got this, and they were sick, got sick and they had to be in the hospital. How would you feel towards that person? And would you feel that somebody should have intervened or stepped in, or would you have felt like this is how things are in the open society, free and open society? Like, how would you feel about that?
Yeah.
Because I know I'm riding. I don't know about nobody else. If I know that you knew that you was out here in the world sick and we do contact tracing and it get back to you, then yeah, that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, we gotta deal with that.
Yeah.
We gotta deal with that, and if that means dealing with you, then.
But if you feel different, let us know. Let us know in detail on how you feel. Comment, subscribe, holler at us. But I guarantee you're gonna feel like you're gonna put hands on somebody.
For real. Like just for it's like an anecdote for myself. Just like I couldn't imagine like finding out somebody got somebody I love sick and they messed them up for the rest of their life or they died or something. Even temporarily, I don't like
temporarily, yeah. Just
I remember just seeing them out, like my mama had gotten in a car wreck. And I remember going to the hospital and I just remember a doctor like moving her head, like just checking her nerves. She was in pain. I was about to swing on him and he's just doing his job. I'm like, clearly, nigga, the shit hurt. Stop doing it.
Yeah.
They gonna say, I'm in there like, if he do that again, I'm about to swing him. So I can only imagine if like somebody got my mama sick and they knew like, oh, they had COVID or something, and you just hanging around my mama. I gotta hit you with a long range. I gotta do something.
Yeah, something gotta happen, bro. But if y'all feel different, by all means, maybe we wrong. Maybe we ain't got the right perspective on this. But I doubt you'll change my mind. But if you feel like you can, hit that comment down.
Or if you don't feel like you can and you just want to do it anyway, do it.
So, anything else?
I mean, no, I'm good, man. That's all I got. We got an hour and 10. Second week in a row.
We good. We
Consistency. Oh, and if you got topics you want to discuss, let us know.
Oh yeah, that's another big thing, man. If you got any topic that you feel like you would like to hear us talk about or give our perspective on, let us know.
All right. Again, I'm Darius, aka Big Draco.
And I'm CK, aka Pendragon Long Bottoms.
And this is Mind the Gap.
Long guys. Mind the Gap.